Hello, readers, and welcome to Reading Workshop for Monday, November 16th, 2020. The materials that you will need for this lesson are your pencil, your reading journal, and your My Book. If you don't have these materials, go ahead and pause the video to collect your supplies and then come back when you're finished to press play. Okay, now that you have all your materials, let's go over our objectives for today. I will review the asking and answering questions strategy. We will generate questions about the text to deepen understanding and gain information. And then you will use the ask and answer questions strategy throughout the reading process to gain deeper understanding of the text. Remember, students, good readers ask questions before, during, and after reading to clear up any confusion or fill in gaps in their understanding as they read. Then they reread the text or read ahead to find the answers to their questions. Asking and answering questions of a text helps readers to deepen their understanding of the text. Asking and answering questions can also be helpful when you read persuasive text because it can help you analyze the argument and evaluate the author's evidence and use of persuasive technique. You as readers should ask questions when you are curious about something, when you want to make a prediction, when you want to clarify something, or when you want to think more deeply about the topic. Today, you will practice asking and answering questions when you read a persuasive text called Potatoes on Rooftops. Take the time now to turn to page 312 and 313 in your My Book. As I've said today, we will be reading Potatoes on Rooftops, Farming in the City. The genre of this text is persuasive. Persuasive texts give an author's opinion about a topic and try to convince the readers to agree with that opinion. Persuasive texts may organize ideas by cause and effect. They may also organize ideas by showing problems and solutions. Persuasive texts include reasons and evidence, such as facts and examples, to support the author's viewpoint. Persuasive text includes strong language and specific techniques, such as appealing to the reader's emotions. Think about the title and the genre of this text. What do you know about city farming? And what do you want to learn? Pause the video now and write your ideas in the Set a Purpose bubble on page 312 in your My Book. Okay, are you back? Did you do it? I'm not sure about you, and but I believe that we don't know a whole lot about city farming because we kind of live in the country with a few city amenities. So I have a lot that I want to learn, and I'm hoping after reading this text, I will have learned more about city farming. Take some time now to flip through the pages of this story. Notice the different types of gardens. Notice the headings and subheads of the text. I think that the author intentionally organized this text in this way to categorize what the author wants us to know. The author organized this information to express the importance of the information in this text and as a persuasive technique. Do you have any questions about this topic or text just from looking at the pictures and the headings and the title? If you have any questions you would like to be answered, go ahead and pause this video and jot down the questions in your reading journal or on the My Notes side of page 313. I have a question that I'm going to ask. I want to know, where do the gardens get planted when most of the city is concrete and metal? Go ahead and jot your questions you may have down now. Okay, now that you're back and you've jotted down some of your questions, I want you to follow along as I read pages 313 and on. We want to see if we can answer the questions we've already asked, and we also want to see if we have any new questions we might want to ask. Changing the urban landscape. Cities are sometimes called concrete jungles, but imagine an urban neighborhood so lush and leafy it seems more like an actual jungle. Picture your lunch growing on a vine just outside your classroom window. In some cities, these images are becoming real. About 800 million people grow food in urban areas, from humble herb patches to state of the art farms, and their numbers are going up. These gardeners and farmers are leading the way towards greener, healthier cities. They're changing our urban landscapes while planting the seeds for our future. As I read the beginning of the text, I will answer questions to make sure that I understand what the author is explaining. First, what do I know about urban landscapes? I know cities usually have a lot of tall buildings and there aren't a lot of trees or big gardens. I'm wondering, why is the author talking about changing an urban landscape? I think the author wants us to think about how gardens can change the way a city looks. Let's keep reading to find out. A Taste of Freedom. Former South African President Nelson Mandela spent 27 years as a political prisoner on Robben Island. He dug into the rocky soil with his bare hands and created a vegetable patch that was just 1 yard wide and shared his harvest with fellow prisoners. People visit his garden today as a monument of kindness, hope, or perseverance and hope. If Mandela's humble garden had the power to transform lives, what could we do with the space, tools, and technology available in our cities? To plant a seed, watch it grow, to tend it, and then harvest it, offered a simple but enduring satisfaction. The sense of being the custodian of this small patch of earth offered a small taste of freedom. Nelson Mandela, former president of South Africa. Ye Old Victory Garden. During World War I, 1914 to 1918, cities around the world began running out of food. Thousands of farmers served in the army instead of tilling their fields. Fertile ground was destroyed by combat and bombs. International waters became very dangerous for ships carrying food. In 1917, a new organization in the United States called the National War Garden Commission decided the solution was to grow food on a small scale closer to home. It encouraged citizens to use all available growing spaces and taught people how to can and preserve food. Soon after, the U.S. Department of Agriculture began its own campaign to get people growing. As a result, the number of garden plots rose from 3.5 million in 1917 to more than 5 million in 1918. Another victory for gardens. During World War II, 1939 to 1945, the War Food Administration in the United States created the National Victory Garden Program. Its goal was to recreate the huge success of the gardening movement during the previous war. This time, the results were even more astounding. The USDA estimated that more than 20 million plots were planted during the war. By growing fruits and vegetables, people felt they were contributing to the war effort. They were ensuring the country and its soldiers had enough to eat and freeing up resources needed in wartime. For example, metals and other materials normally used in food production could be put to military use instead. Railroad cars carried less food, allowing them to carry more munitions. Everyone who creates or cultivates a garden helps. This is the time for America to correct her unpardonable fault of wastefulness and extravagance. American President Woodrow Wilson, 1917. In the United States, the Fenway Victory Gardens of Boston and the Dowling Community Garden of Minneapolis are the last remaining victory gardens from the wars. Do you have any questions from the reading so far? If you do have any questions, go ahead and write those questions down now. Okay, now that you're back, let's review. Remember, readers ask questions before, after, and during reading to help them understand the content that they are reading. When they are curious about something, want to make a prediction, want to clarify something, or want to think more deeply about a topic. Now it's your turn. Read page 318 in your My Book. Then write down at least 2 questions you had as you were reading in your reading journal. Answer these questions in your reading journal also. Did you get the answers to your questions? Do the questions require more research, or can you infer the answer based on text evidence? Then take a picture of your questions and answers and turn the work into your teacher. Have a great day.